She said, "Stop acting like we're married. You don't get a say in where I go or who I'm with." Everyone laughed. I just smiled and stayed quiet. But when she came back from her weekend away, her key didn't work. My girlfriend Jessica had been living in my house for 6 months. My name on the mortgage, bills, everything. I work from home as a graphic designer. Jessica's life was a performance for her 3 friends. Last weekend, she waltzes into the kitchen while I'm making dinner. "Oh my god, yes, I am so in! A weekend away is exactly what I need." "No, he's not coming." She hung up, beaming. "The girls and I are going to the lake, leaving tomorrow." First I was hearing of it. "Okay, sounds fun. Which lake?" Simple question. Jessica looked at me like I'd asked her to explain quantum physics. She laughed and turned to her friend who just walked in. "Can you believe him? He wants to know where I'm going." That's when Jessica delivered the line that changed everything. "Stop acting like we're married. You don't get a say in where I go or who I'm with." Her friends burst into laughter. They thought this was peak comedy. A man in his own home being told he had no right to ask his live-in girlfriend's plans. I stood there holding a wooden spoon with pasta sauce dripping. I didn't get mad. A strange zen-like calm washed over me. I looked at her smug face and smiled back. "You know what? You are 100% correct. My mistake." They laughed again, thinking I was backing down. Jessica patted my cheek condescendingly, then they swept out. "Okay," I said to myself. "Not married, no say. Got it." The moment Jessica's car disappeared Friday, I sprang into action. First stop, my 80-year-old neighbor, Mrs. Gable, who has a surveillance network that would make the CIA jealous. I brought her lemon cake and explained what happened. Jessica's exact words. Mrs. Gable was patting my hand with righteous fury. "That shameless little hussy. What's my line?" I gave her a simple script for when Jessica inevitably found herself locked out. Then I began Operation Bachelor Pad Resurrection. My house had been beige pillows and pointless decorative bowls for 6 months. Time to reclaim my territory. I packed Jessica's things into labeled boxes. Everyday clothes, fancy clothes for outings I wasn't invited to, 37 pairs of identical heels. By Saturday, everything was moved to a storage unit. Then the real fun began. I replaced the beige rug with AstroTurf that looked like a football field. Bought a gigantic black leather recliner with 16 cup holders. Her coffee table became a vintage pinball machine. My final move, I adopted Gus, a 120-pound St. Bernard, who immediately claimed the new sofa. Sunday night around 9 p.m., Jessica strolled up humming tan from her weekend. She tried her key. The new deadbolt didn't budge. She started banging on the door. Gus let out a deep woof. She called my phone 5 times. I watched it vibrate and hit decline. Right on cue, Mrs. Gable's porch light flickered on. "Oh, Jessica dear, Tom's had the most wonderful weekend. He told me the good news. You two aren't married. He said he doesn't get a say in anything you do, so he decided to celebrate his freedom. He redecorated the whole house. And he got a dog. He said he wanted a companion who was loyal and didn't talk back." Jessica peered through my window. Her eyes widened as she took in the football field rug, pinball machine, and giant St. Bernard occupying her spot. She let out a sound between a scream and sob, then started texting furiously. That's when I responded. "You said to stop acting like we're married. You said I don't get a say. I agree. This is my house, and you don't get a say in how I live in it. Since we're not married, I've returned your non-marital property to Storage Way, Unit 42, code 1234. You have 1 month." I blocked her number. She read the text, looked at the window, then screamed and threw her phone onto my lawn. The next day brought the expected social media campaign. Vague posts about being betrayed by men who can't handle strong, independent women. So I provided context, posted a photo album visible to our mutual friends. Before showed the sad beige living room. After showed the glorious leather sofa, football rug, pinball machine, and Gus sprawled out majestically. Caption, decided to redecorate based on my new relationship status. It was brought to my attention that I'm not married and don't get a say in things, so I'm embracing my freedom. No say, no stay. The post was a nuclear bomb. The story spread with proper context. Girlfriend tells boyfriend their relationship is a joke, shocked when he believes her. Jessica's victim narrative collapsed. She ended up moving back with her parents 3 hours away. Her lawyer sent a letter demanding access to retrieve her wrongfully held property. My lawyer responded with my mortgage statement and a polite inquiry about whether Jessica would be PIA. Her lawyer sent a letter demanding access to retrieve her wrongfully held property. My lawyer responded with my mortgage statement and a polite inquiry about whether Jessica would be paying back 6 months of rent and utilities. We never heard from her lawyer again.